Goldman yields. The chair now recognizes Mr. Crane from Arizona for his 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I realize that this hearing is about utilizing AI to bolster Homeland Security. I want to bring up an interesting meeting I just had in my office before coming to the committee. I was with one of the largest tech companies in the United States and arguably global companies. And they were talking about major cybersecurity attacks that they're seeing. I was told that they used to see attacks in the range of tens of thousands a day. They're now seeing attacks to the tune of about 150,000 a day. Mr. Demmer, Mr. Sikorsky, is that consistent with you all, what you all are seeing and hearing in your space as well? An increase in cyber attacks?
Yeah, yes, that's a great question. We've actually seen a great increase in cyber attacks, and the number of pure attacks that we're stopping in a per day basis across all of our customers, which is 65,000 customers, is in the billions. Now, actual net new, it's in the millions, but that still gives you a sense of how many new attacks are going on, and then we see the cadence of ransomware attacks and extortion continuing to increase as all these ransom gangs have evolved.
This company also told me that not only are the numbers of attacks on a daily basis increasing drastically, but they also said the brazenness of some of these foreign actors is becoming more and more hostile and increased as well. Is that something that you all can verify, that you're seeing as well?
Yes, I think the days of a ransomware attack where they just encrypt files and you're just paying for a key, we actually miss those days because now they're stealing the data and harassing our customers to get ransomware payments. So they're taking that data, which has their customer information, patient data in some instances, threatening to leak that out, and really going to what I call a dark place of the level of harassment they're willing to go to. They're sending flowers to executives, and they're even going after companies' customers, pretending to spam them as the company, when in fact they're the threat actor harassing their customers and then leading to getting the payment that they're after.
My real question to you guys is, what do you attribute this stark and drastic rise in aggression and the amount of cyber attacks that we are now seeing against our own corporations and also our infrastructure? Mr. Demmer, I'll start with you.
So thank you, Congressman, for the question. My expertise really lies on the physical infrastructure, the critical assets that we help maintain and protect. I can say that the threats are arising on our critical energy systems, on our infrastructure like bridges and roadways and dams. And although we haven't seen the pace of attacks that we are seeing on the cyber side, it is a real vulnerability and a risk as our infrastructure ages and has more vulnerabilities. And so it's something that our company is.
What about you, Mr. Sikorsky?
I think the threat actors, specifically in crimeware, when we talk about ransomware, have become a business where it's actually not the same hacker who's breaking in and then doing the ransomware and everything else. It's actually one group breaks in and then they sell that access on the dark web to ransomware gangs who are almost like franchises, like McDonald's or something, where they pop up, they have a reputation score of how likely they're to do what they say they're going to do about giving the data back, and that enables them to build the relationships and get the access they need. And so it's operated like a 9-to-5 job for some of these ransomware operators.
Let me ask you something more pointedly. Do you believe that some of these nation states and some of these foreign actors, do you think that they sense weakness here in the United States? Do you think that has anything to do with it?
So I don't think that I could speak to if they sense weakness or not. I think it's more an opportunistic thing from what I see. We've seen them leverage vulnerabilities.
Did those opportunities, sir, were they not present a couple years ago?
I would say those opportunities have always been present. There's always been vulnerabilities in systems. However, the availability and opportunity for them to figure out how to get in has increased. They are better enabled, and now that they're operating in this model, and it makes them more efficient and able to pull out over attacks.
What do you think we could be doing? Do you think we're doing enough offensively to make sure that individuals that would utilize these types of technologies to attack corporations and U.S. infrastructure, what do you think we could be a better job of doing to make sure that they pay a heavy price if they're going to carry out these type of attacks against our country?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think when I think about, I'm not a policymaker as far as thinking what's the best stick to have when it comes to dealing with a cyber threat. One of the things that I'm always focused on is on the defensive side, right? And how do we make sure we're doing everything we can to secure, and then opening all the lanes for sharing on the threat intelligence front, which is big steps and strides we have made in recent years. The last few years, all of this collaboration that's happening is moving the needle, and I think that'll help a lot us stay in front of what the adversary is. That being said, we're in an arms race right now on AI, right? And the defenders need to win here, because one opportunity we have is we could use AI to remove all those vulnerabilities I was talking about before the threat actors can use AI to find them.
Thank you. Thank you for the extension. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
The gentleman being last gets some extra